This is a 2024 Thor Aria. Sticker price, $287,000. Current market value after 11 months of ownership, $189,000. That's $98,000 evaporated. Not from an accident, not from neglect. From the calendar turning pages while it sat in the driveway. The dealer didn't tell you that would happen. They told you about the king-size bed and the outdoor entertainment system. They showed you the touchscreen climate controls and the residential refrigerator. What they didn't show you was the depreciation chart. Because if they did, you'd walk out before signing anything. Here's what you need to understand. The RV industry isn't selling you transportation. They're selling you a financial instrument designed to extract maximum wealth in minimum time. And 5 specific models are the worst offenders. The dealer knows which ones. They just get paid too much to tell you. Today, I'm going to show you the exact RVs that will destroy your net worth faster than anything else you could park in your driveway. And at the end, I'll show you the one type of RV that actually holds value. But first, we need to talk about why depreciation in this industry operates under different rules than anything else you've ever financed. Number 5. Newmar King Era. The $500,000 mistake. Let's start at the top of the market. The Newmar King Era. MSRP ranges from $500,000 to $700,000, depending on how many. Italian leather upgrades the salesman convinced you to add. These are the rigs dealers love to photograph at sunset with champagne glasses in the frame. Year 1 depreciation, 25 to 30%. That's $125,000 to $210,000 gone before you've made 12 payments. By year 3, you're looking at 40% total loss. Your $600,000 dream coach is now worth $360,000 to anyone except the bank still holding your loan. The why matters here. Newmar builds a quality product compared to Thor or Forest River. That's not the problem. The problem is you're buying into the luxury RV market, which is purely a status purchase. The moment you drive it off the lot, it stops being new. And in the luxury segment, new is the only thing buyers will pay premium prices for. The secondary market for $500,000 motorhomes is microscopic. Maybe 2,000 buyers nationwide have both the cash and the desire. When you try to sell, you're competing against every other King Era owner, who also realized they spent their kids' inheritance on a vehicle they use 3 weeks a year. Dealers mark up these units by $80,000 to $120,000. That's pure profit baked into your purchase price. The moment you become the second owner, that markup evaporates. You're not recovering it. Ever. Translation: a Newmar King Era is a $500,000 asset that becomes a $300,000 asset faster. Then you can say underwater loan. If you're financing this, you'll be upside down for 7 to 10 years minimum. Number 4. Enneagra Cornerstone. The illusion of Germanic engineering. Enneagra markets itself as the thinking person's luxury coach. They use words like handcrafted and precision. They show you walnut cabinetry and Korean countertops. What they don't show you is the depreciation curve that looks like a cliff edge. MSRP on a Cornerstone, $400,000 to $650,000. First-year depreciation, 28 to 32%. You could light $300 bills on fire every single day for a year and lose less money. Here's the thing. Enneagra is owned by Jayco, which is owned by Thor Industries. Same corporate parent as Keystone, Dutchman, and Heartland. You're not buying Germanic precision, you're buying Thor Industries wearing a monocle and speaking with an accent. The build quality is better than entry-level Thor products. I'll give them that. But you're paying a $150,000 premium for a brand perception that the resale market does not value. When you go to sell, buyers cross-shop your Enneagra against a Tiffin or a Newmar, and those brands have decades of reputation. Enneagra has marketing. The secondary market sees through this. A 3-year-old Cornerstone sells for 50 to 55% of original MSRP. Your $500,000 coach is now worth $250,000 to $275,000. You've lost $250,000. That's a house in most of America. Translation: you paid for a luxury European brand and got a Thor product with better trim packages. The market figured that out faster than you did. Number 3. Grand Design Solitude, the warranty that won't save you. Grand Design has convinced buyers they're different. They talk about owner-focused design and responsive customer service. They extended the warranty to 3 years. Smart marketing, terrible math. A Grand Design Solitude fifth wheel runs $80,000 to $120,000 new. Year 1 depreciation, 30 to 35%. That's $24,000 to $42,000 gone instantly. By year 3, when that warranty expires, you've lost 50% of your purchase price. Here's what the dealer doesn't explain. That 3-year warranty is transferable only once, and only if you pay a transfer fee, and only if you're within the original warranty period. The moment you sell, that warranty value collapses, because the next buyer knows they're buying a used Grand Design with maybe 6 months of coverage left. Grand Design is now owned by Winnebago. Same consolidation story. Independent builder gets acquired. Quality stays stable for 2 years. Then the parent company starts value engineering everything to hit margin targets. Owners of 2023 and 2024 Solitude models are reporting frame flex, slide out, misalignment, and roof leaks that weren't common in 2019 builds. The secondary market knows this. Buyers are paying premiums for pre-acquisition, Grand Design units, and discounting newer models because they're gambling on whether Winnebago has fully harvested the brand equity yet. Your $100,000 Solitude will be worth $50,000 in 3 years. That warranty you paid extra for doesn't transfer enough value to matter. You're still losing $50,000. Translation: a warranty is not an asset. It's an expense. The manufacturer pre-sold you to make the depreciation feel less catastrophic. It didn't work. Number 2, Airstream Classic Nostalgia Tax at $200,000. Airstream, the only RV brand your neighbors have heard of, the iconic aluminum shell, the vintage styling, the price tag that makes no sense when you actually look at the square footage you're buying. A 33 FT Airstream Classic lists for $200,000 to $250,000. You're paying $6,000 to $7,500 per linear foot for a travel trailer. That's not a typo. You're financing $250,000 for something you have to tow behind another vehicle. Year 1 depreciation, 20 to 25%, that's $40,000 to $62,500 vanished. But here's where Airstream gets you twice. Because it's a travel trailer, not a motorhome, you can't even pretend it's a second home for tax purposes. You're losing that money with zero deduction upside. Airstream was bought by Thor Industries in 1980. For decades, they maintained quality because the Byam family's reputation was attached. That's over. Modern Airstreams have the same Thor supply chain, the same piece rate assembly workers, the same Luone plywood and styrofoam sandwich walls as a Keystone. You're paying $200,000 for a brand and an aesthetic. The moment you try to sell, you're competing against every other Airstream owner who also paid the nostalgia tax. And there are a lot of them because Airstream produces volume now. They're not rare, they're just expensive. A 3-year-old Classic sells for $140,000 to $160,000. You've lost $60,000 to $90,000. For that money, you could have bought a used Airstream and a Toyota Tacoma to tow it and still had $30,000 left over. Translation: you paid $200,000 to live in a brand. The market doesn't care about your Instagram aesthetic. You're still losing $60,000. Number 1, Thor Aria, the $100,000 mistake in 12 months. And now we arrive at the champion. The Thor Aria, the single worst financial decision you can make in the RV market today. MSRP $280,000 to $350,000 depending on options. First year depreciation 30 to 35%. That's $84,000 to $122,500 gone in 1 year. I opened with this one because it's not theoretical. I can show you listings right now. 2024 Aria with 4,000 miles asking $189,000. Original buyer paid $287,000. That's $98,000 evaporated in less time than it takes to pay off a Honda Civic. Why is the Aria such a catastrophic loss? Because it combines every single depreciation accelerant into one vehicle. It's a Thor product, so buyers know the build quality is suspect. It's a luxury model, so the markup is enormous. And it's a Class A diesel pusher, which means the buyer pool is tiny, and everyone in that pool knows how to negotiate. Thor's recall record is public information. NHTSA database, owner forums, lemon law filings, everyone knows. When you try to sell your Aria, you're not competing against other luxury coaches. You're competing against the entire Thor reputation. And that reputation is workers on piece-rate pay, installing the wrong fuses, and puncturing microwaves with screws. The Aria depreciates faster than a Mercedes S-Class, but at least the Mercedes is built by engineers in Germany. Your Aria was built by someone in Elkhart, Indiana, who wanted to finish their quota by lunch. By year 3, your $300,000 Aria is worth $175,000 to $195,000. You've lost $105,000 to $125,000. That's not a luxury purchase. That's a bonfire with a steering wheel. Translation: the Thor Aria is a $300,000 check written directly to Thor Industries and their dealer network. You get to borrow it for a few years before they repo the remaining value through depreciation. The pattern you're not supposed to notice. If you're still watching, you've probably noticed something. These aren't outliers. This is the entire industry operating exactly as designed. Massive dealer markups, piece-rate assembly creating defects, corporate consolidation, eliminating competition, and depreciation curves engineered to extract wealth from buyers who finance dreams they can't afford. The RV industry is built on information asymmetry. They know the depreciation numbers, you don't. They know the recall history, you don't. They know which models have systemic failures, you don't. Until now. If you want the unfiltered version of what corporations don't want you to know, hit subscribe. Dealers hate this channel. Manufacturers send cease and desist letters. I'm still here because the truth is a better business model than lying to customers. What actually holds value? The three-part strategy. So, if the entire new RV market is a trap, what do you actually buy? 3 options? Only 3. Option 1. Pre-consolidation era builds. Tiffin motor coaches built before Bob Tiffin sold to Thor in 2020. Monaco coaches before the bankruptcy in 2009. Lazy Days built before they stopped production. These are rigs built when the company name still meant something to the family that founded it. You're buying into the depreciation floor. A 2005 Monaco Dynasty sold for $180,000 new. Today, it sells for $40,000 to $60,000 in good condition. You can use it for 5 years and sell it for $40,000 to $60,000. Try that with a new Thor Aria. You'll lose $100,000 in the same time frame. Option 2. Factory direct builders who never sold out. Lazy Days in California. Born Free in Kansas. These are small companies that refuse to scale, refuse to go public, and refuse to play the dealer markup game. You pay more upfront than auction prices, but you're buying from a company that answers the phone when something breaks. A Lazy Days motorhome depreciates like a normal vehicle, 10 to 15% in year 1, because they're not marked up $80,000 by a dealer network. The resale market values this. Buyers know what they're getting. Option 3. Japanese commercial-grade imports under the 25-year rule. Toyota Hiace campers. Nissan Caravan conversions. Mitsubishi Delica overland builds. These are vehicles designed for commercial fleets in Japan, converted to campers, and driven 30,000 to 50,000 kilometers before the shaken inspection costs forced the original owner to sell. You can import one for $25,000 to $35,000. It's already fully depreciated. It's built with commercial-grade components designed for 500,000-mile service life. And it's simple enough that any mechanic can fix it without proprietary diagnostic equipment. When you sell it in 5 years, it'll still be worth $25,000 to $35,000. You're not losing money, you're parking it. The choice you're actually making. This isn't about camping. This is about whether you're willing to subsidize a manufacturing system designed to extract maximum wealth while delivering minimum value. The 5 RVs I just showed you are the worst offenders, but they're not exceptions. They're the business model. Every new RV built by Thor Industries, Forest River, or Winnebago operates on the same playbook. Massive markup, cheap materials, piece-rate assembly. Depreciation engineered to keep you trapped in the finance cycle. The dealer doesn't tell you this because their commission depends on you not knowing. The manufacturer doesn't tell you because their quarterly earnings depend on you not knowing. I'm telling you because I don't get paid when you make a bad decision. A $50,000 loss in 1 year isn't a market correction. It's a feature. It's how the system works. And it only works if you keep walking into dealerships believing new means better. Don't let them take your retirement savings for a product designed to implode the moment the warranty expires. Check the depreciation curves. Check the manufacturing lineage. And never underestimate the value of a rig that's already hit the floor. The era of quality RV manufacturing ended when private equity and public markets took over. What's left is quarterly earnings masquerading as craftsmanship. Don't be the customer who learns this lesson $100,000 too late.